Well, here we are outside of the Catholic Worker House, um, and it's a house that we purchased 2 years ago. For 38 years, I lived in the Catholic Worker House over on Welton Street, but in 2016, that house burned. And so 2 years ago, this house, which is in the midst of uh, housing which we began over 20 years ago with the great help of the Loretto community, a loan of $200,000, which we paid in the course of 15 years. And we hold these properties in perpetuity for low-income rentals. I live next door. Um, And the reason is that this house is, well, a good deal smaller than the old Catholic Worker. And so I felt like it would not be good for me to take up a room in the Catholic Worker House. It would be just as well if I lived next door and continued to be involved here. We're outside because since March, with the good advice of a nurse friend of ours, um, I have not been going into this house because of my age and the fact that I have diabetes. It's not recommended during the COVID virus. So, how do we keep connected during this time? Well, we do some of it by phone. We do some of it by now Zoom. We have just begun using Zoom for our weekly prayer. And we have been having over these nice months, we've been having a weekly meeting outside, socially distanced, with masks on. So, like everyone else, we're coping with the COVID, and it's working. We're managing. Um, the household is really a wonderful household. Ben is employed at Denver Homeless Out Loud and gives a whole lot of his heart and energy to working for homeless people's rights. And Michelle is really chief cook and bottle washer and cleaner at the Worker. And we surely appreciate everything she does. We currently have a father and his son, Folly being the father, and William from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And this has been difficult for them as well. William is 13 years old. He's struggling with school, as are most students these days. As a matter of fact, his school currently has had, as of last Friday, an outbreak of the virus, and although he was going to school in person, he now has to quarantine for 2 weeks because of the outbreak. So that's life at the Worker. We hope for the time when the COVID COVID virus ceases, and we can spend more time together, face to face. We have had, oh, I should have mentioned that when we purchased Emmaus Housing, which runs from this alley right here to the corner, 6 different units. I did mention that we got a $200,000 loan from Loretto to achieve that. So Loretto has been a great support to us, both Emmaus Housing and the Catholic Worker, all these years now, over 40 years that I've been involved at the Worker. I have found Loretto to be just a continuous support, and that's a blessing for me. So please stop by when you get a chance after the virus goes away, more or less. And thank you for all the wonderful support you give to Loretto and to the Catholic Worker.